Hi, you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K, broadcasted from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida. For the last 30 years, we extensively are using computers. Currently, most digital computers are based on silicon circuit and obey Moore's law, which states that computer power doubles every 18 months. But technological advancement in the past few years has begun to slow down, and there are an assumption that if Moore's law collapses, could seriously disrupt the world economy. Let's see what the theoretical physicist Michio Kaku thinks about it. In his book, The Future of Humanity, he explains that the scientists are working on an assortment of alternative computers including molecular, atomic, DNA, quantum dot, optical and protein computers, but none of them are ready for prime time. As silicon transistors become smaller and smaller, they will reach the size of atoms. Currently, a standard Pentium chip may have silicon layers with a thickness of 20 atoms or so, and when these chips may have layers only 5 atoms deep, the electrons may begin to leak out. At that point, molecular computers may be the decision, but ultimately, the quantum computers may hold the key to exploring the universe. In principle, a quantum computer may give us the ability to exceed human intelligence. Well, it seems to me quantum computers are not going to be around very soon. Just wonder how more outlandish the music will become while using a quantum computer instead of the silicon one which we use today. Joey Stuckey is an award-winning blind guitarist, singer, composer, producer, and television personality. He is also official ambassador for his hometown of Macon, Georgia. Welcome to Light Lounge with Dimitri K, Joey.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here as always, and looking forward to chatting with you, talking about some good stuff like music.
Pleasure is all mine, Joey. Let's listen to your composition called Fall. great guitar renditions in your composition we just heard, Joey. And when we add to the initial introduction music columnist, educator, and sound engineer, that sounds a lot for one person to carry on. And I wonder, spreading your energy in so many directions, don't you get distracted, and is the music your main avenue?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I am what I think of as a Renaissance man, and I have a bit of a restless spirit. And so I like to be engaged in a number of different things. I truly can multitask, and so I don't lose focus or get distracted. I don't think that anything I do suffers because I do something else. I do know, people that have tried that approach to the multitasking approach to life and to music, and their work suffers. But I don't think mine does, because I'm very, very, very focused when I'm working on something. I enjoy the eclecticism of doing multiple things, and honestly, that's kind of how I've just always done things. But there's only so many Adeles, there's only so many Michael Jacksons, there's only so many people like that are superstars. And I think those people can focus on one thing and just knocking that out of the park. I have to do a lot of different things. So I'm a recording engineer and producer. I own my own commercial recording facility. I've spent a long time perfecting that and making it a serious tool. I work as an artist for myself, and for me, making music is an essential thing. It's like food, it's like water, it's like air. I have to have it, I have to do it.
Very well said, Joey. Making music as an essential thing. The more essential, the more genuine.
So I do it because I am compelled spiritually to do that. It's a natural extension of my spirit. So it's just what I have to do to be happy. I have the ability to write as a journalist and to act as a TV personality. I have the ability to do radio programs. I've been doing terrestrial radio for a long time. I've been doing podcasts and radio interviews for a long time. And so I just do lots of different things. I love working as a producer and helping other artists. My music is a wonderful addition to my income. It's a big, it is a big part of who I am and what makes me happy. But most of my income, and so most of my focus, actually comes from me working as a producer and recording engineer for other artists, and also teaching master classes at colleges and university. And I serve as adjunct professor for 2 colleges here in my hometown of Macon, Georgia. So, that's the stuff that gets a lot of my attention. But I'm always working on my art. I'm always working on my craft, and my music is just me. It is just a natural extension of me. So it kind of is what it is, and doesn't really require a lot of extra effort, because it's just coming from my mind and my heart, whatever I create. So, but that's a great question, and I think you can spread yourself too thin. But I fortunately have a lot of good energy, and I know how to manage my time well, and I know how to focus and get down to getting work done. So I think I did a pretty good job of juggling all those balls.
And while listening windows down, we can hear that your music is coming from your mind and your heart, Joey. I know that your guitar idols are Jeff Beck and Wes Montgomery in vocals, Mel Torme and Greg Allman. How did you manage to form your own style?
Yeah, I mean, I am so inspired by so many people that I am influenced and amazed by the sounds around me. And as a blind person, you know, sound is my universe. I fill that universe with music. And I'm talking about traffic sounds are music to me. Birds singing in the trees are music to me. And so, obviously, my heroes like Greg Allman, Wes Montgomery, heroes to me and big influences. But I don't really sound like any of those guys. I just kind of do my own thing. I'm a big fan of having a good melody. So that's where it all starts for me. And then I just put my character, my sort of stamp on it.
Melody and character, this is what forms the signature of any composer.
Yeah, I think while I'm highly influenced by a lot of the Southern music, because Macon, Georgia, where I'm from and where I serve as the official music ambassador, you know, we are Southern rock capital of the world. Otis Redding, Allman Brothers, Little Richard, you know, all come from Macon, Georgia. And from Middle Georgia, you know, James Brown is from down this way. So, you know, I'm highly influenced by all that sound. And I think that my music does have a bit of a Southern flavor to it, especially when I'm singing. But I don't really sound like any of that stuff. So I just sort of work on focusing on the melody first, and then I put a little attitude on it, or what I like to call sassitude. So I put a little attitude on it, and then that's the sound. So, you know, I really am influenced by so many things. I'm an eclectic soul, as I mentioned earlier, and I love everything from heavy metal to hip hop. I don't care what style it is. If it's good, I'll listen to it. So I'm just so influenced by so many things. I think that there's not really a sound where you can go, oh, I can see where you got that influence from. I mean, I don't think that, you know, maybe other people outside of my head can listen to my music and go, oh, it sounds like so and so. But I don't ever really think that way because I'm so inspired by so many things.
I'm sure we can figure that out while listening Raining. Georgia is the home of many nationwide favorite musicians like Ray Charles, James Brown, Otis Redding, Little Richard, and many more. I'm sure you feel their influence in the air. Is this stimulating you to do better in your music, Joey?
Yeah, it's a funny thing. There are just places in the world that have a certain vibe, you know. Memphis, Tennessee, one of those places. LA, you know, one of those places. London, New York City, and you know, New Orleans. So many different places. Austin, Texas.
I agree. Those are cities that provide clusters of music geniuses, so to speak.
I think Macon, Georgia is a big part of those, you know, that whole kind of idea. I think of those as what I call music cities. And so I believe Macon, Georgia is a music city, and I am totally aware of the outstanding talent that comes from this part of the world. And I want to do honor to it. I certainly want to, you know, aspire to the high quality of music that people like Ray Charles. Unless I want to give Ray Charles a special shout out. He's a blind man. I'm a blind man. You know, I want to do them proud.
I'm sure he would have been proud.
I certainly do feel the weight of history when it comes to making music and being from the area that I'm from. But I'm also highly focused on the future, and you know, and all the amazing talent that we have here in my hometown that you haven't heard of yet. And I want to make that very clear yet. But there is something in the air here, something in the soil, something in the water. There's just an incredible amount of talent. And I'm so proud to be able to share that as the official music ambassador of my hometown, but also doing radio shows, TV shows, as a music columnist and journalist. That's another reason, we talked about me wearing a bunch of different hats, but that's another reason I like doing that, because I'm able to share the talent of other people, not just myself, with the world. So I think that's really exciting. But yeah, I mean, I'm totally aware of the larger-than-life shoes I've got to kind of try and walk in.
And I'm sure your thoughts are going to be shared with large audience after this interview. Listening to ... Time to say goodbye to Joy Stuckey, and from the listeners of Light Lounge with Dimitri K, to wish him best in any avenue he would focus his creative energy.
Thank you so much for having me on the program. I really appreciate it. It's a great show that you've got and that you're doing here, and I'm just proud to be part of it. And anyone out there listening, I just want to leave you with something I think is real important. I am a blind brain tumor survivor that wasn't supposed to make it, and the doctors said I wouldn't make it, or if I did, I wouldn't walk or talk. I do both of those things quite well, and I just want to let you know that if a blind brain tumor survivor with a metal shoulder and a metal hip can get out there and make a living and be happy in his chosen field of music, you can do the same. So just know that you're blessed and you can do incredible things if you put your mind and your heart to it. Thanks for having me, and I will hopefully run into you guys in the future.
Thank you, Joey. You're a great motivation for anybody out there that might be in a similar condition. And for all musicians out there, do your best, play the music you love. You might be an iconic musician at some point, though the critics did not see it that way at the beginning. A few more tunes from Joy Stuckey, Crooked, Senate Records, and Sunday Brunch. let's listen to some music coming from Australia and the group Peak from their album Sleaze Dexix Untie. We're listening to Where is Floyd and Last of the Seatbelts.
Debra Lynn, and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K.
And that is One Voice, Debra Lynn's signature song.
A little understanding, show a little heart. Have some faith that all of us are not so far apart. The stars you see shine on me and my sun warms your face. But my dreams are not enough to give us all some grace. We all must stop this hatred and division. Listen with your heart and your eyes might see. We all have a choice, it's a question of decision. Truth speaks louder, louder in one voice. Be fair and forgiving, try to see the truth between what's real and what's suspicion. Try to see the proof. Open up your heart to me and have a little faith. We all share one destiny to run this human race. We all must stop this hatred and division. Listen with your heart and your eyes might see. We all have a choice, it's a question of decision. Actions speak louder, louder in one voice. The path of most resistance is the path that we must fear. And though we claim our innocence, it's fear that keeps us here. We all must stop this hatred and division. Listen with your heart and your eyes might see. We all have a choice, it's a question of decision. Truth speaks louder, louder in one voice. Actions speak louder, louder in one voice. Love speaks louder, louder in one voice. Louder, louder. Actions speak louder, louder. Love speaks louder, louder. We all speak louder, louder in one voice.
We just heard One Voice, performed by Debra Lynn. From Bridget Brady's album Choose to Forgive, we're listening to I'd Rather Be Alone.
Don't treat me like a person you think. I'm just a piece of art. As long as I keep my mouth shut, we'll get along fine. You say I'm so ambitious and I've got too much drive. I think you're an old man and I'm still alive. You don't like it when I'm funny. Well, guess what? This is who I am. Well, you can keep your lines and you can keep your games and you can stop your flirting if it's all the same. 'Cause if you're my choice, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. You wanna know my body, but you don't wanna know my mind. You put your hands all over me, but won't look me in the eye. You say I've got too many rules, you just can't understand. Well, you can keep your lines and you can keep your games and you can put that thing away if it's all the same. 'Cause if you're my choice, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. I spent my whole life searching for love that's true. I'm done wasting time with choice. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. Well, you can keep your lies and you can keep your games, and you can stop your flirting 'cause you're all the same. And if you're my choice, I'd rather be alone. Why don't you just go home? Please delete me from your phone. I said I'd rather be alone. Said the truth, I'd rather be alone.
After Bridget Brady, we're listening to That Siren Hope, Kris Angelis. For the end of the show, No Medicine Like the Blues and Cold Wind by the group Buck 69.
You've got to let loose of the sadness. Don't let it weigh you down. How will you find your bright tomorrow if you're the darkest cloud in town? You've got to smile through the tears. You've got to smile through the tears. That's the reason for the blues. Just let the music do the crying. Ain't no medicine like the blues. Trouble I feel, my baby gave me low down dirty deal. Oh no, oh no, nobody sees this hole in my soul, where my baby's love used to be. There's a cold wind blowing right across my heart. I know my baby, she is soon to part. Like a banshee in the night, I know my baby breaking my heart just for spite. Oh no, oh no, nobody sees this whole right across my heart. I know my baby, she is soon to part. Oh no, nobody seen. This hole in my soul where my baby's love used to be.
You're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. It's time to say goodbye. And remember, hesitation is temporary, music lasts forever. Most of the artists you heard on this show are independent artists. And if you like some of them, you can Google the name and find them on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and the rest of the digital media, and that would be a great support for them. For any comments, suggestions, and feedback, please email me at kopublishing@gmail.com. I'm Dimitri K, broadcasting from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida.